breeze. Maddalena's breathing slows, and her eyes are shut, but Luisa can tell she's awake. A noise from the floor above, the dark coils of Maddalena's hair. Luisa rolls to her back and stretches her left hand flat across her stomach, lengthening each individual finger. There has already been a bargain, and this is something else that Luisa does not know. A darkness takes its shape and fattens, coursing through the Ospedale della Pietà and its courtyards, past the gates where the lagoon stretches out towards the sea. It rides down the canals in the whistling of the gondoliers, and it splashes the steps of the frescoed palazzi. But before debts are collected, there are two girls, breathing beside each other, legs entwined. Luisa shuts her eyes. She pictures silty wedding rings, Maddalena's long hair weeping down her back. A deep-sea dirge and barefooted girls in soaked nightdresses, lips pursed around their post horns, reams of brackish water falling from barnacled cellos. Spring. Maddalena. It begins with Maddalena at the edge of the gondola. Not alone, of course. Her father's man to steer them, her eldest brother, Niccolò, leaning out from the cabin to watch the tail of the Doge's Bucintoro as it moves towards the Adriatic, flag jutting from the massive state barge to marshal the crowds, the winged lion of Venice fierce upon red velvet. Somewhere on board, her father, in his bright red robe, will be taking his duties very seriously, talking to many important men about important affairs. Her middle brothers, Benito and Andrea, have already absconded, off to sample courtesans from safely behind their tied masks. "A coward's choice to wear the bauta for Festa della Senza," Niccolò had said, as they donned the black coats and tricorn hats and tied on the false faces that made them anonymous. Thick white visors hiding all but the eyes and the occasional shadow of the chin. Maddalena imagines her brothers as turtles protecting soft meat under their papier-mâché bautas, their true selves impenetrable. For almost 7 months a year, the Venetian elite go masked in all her public spaces. The rest of the Republic at least pretending anonymity, with Niccolò here sunning himself, belly up, as prey. He's removed his hat, and as they follow the Bucintoro away from San Marco, his hair, his own, keeps plastering to his mouth. Their pace is slow across the vast lagoon, around the Isle of Lido, which buffers Venice's main island from the Adriatic Sea. State gondoliers in their red velvet capes are too well dressed to do the actual work of rowing, so little boats filled with musicians tug the ambassadors' gilt gondolas, while more sleek black carriages follow behind. Then a parade of other boats, merchants and fishermen, pleasure craft with pampered dogs and women drinking wine, boys with drums and pipes, men singing. Maddalena expects Niccolò to criticize the profligacy, the Venetian predilection for turning the spiritual into spectacle. "Surely we can show up Rome without these damned fireworks," he should be saying, or "How much money did they spend to wrap that damask around those columns?" But Niccolò is silent, planning something, bothered by something. He keeps looking at her sideways. The gilded flotilla slows, its music dwindles. Maddalena turns her head to see the city behind them, an impossible stone kingdom rising from the water. Venice fancies herself man against the elements, although this is the calmest of spring mornings, and if the sky showed signs of rain, the senators would have rescheduled the ceremony. Still the elements, the churn of the sea which lilts the boats. The inconsiderate squalls of the birds, a mosquito at Maddalena's ear, humming. All eyes are on the Doge at the bow of his barge.